What's up, everybody? Me, Schmoedown, and pizza. Once again, yeah, I just love eating pizza while watching Schmoedown. And this time, it is the first of the Star Wars tournament matches that I finally got around to watching. Nicki Dimalanta versus Ross from Nowhere, also known as Ross Arsenault. I think that's his name. Yeah, I don't know. The guy from the FCL. The guy that looks like Harry Potter from the FCL. Or rather, I should say Daniel Radcliffe. Because he's not... Anyway, yeah, this is a Star Wars match. I'm going to be trying my best to participate while also eating this pizza. As you can see, I'm representing the Den. My preferred faction out of the two. I realized that Nicki Dimalanta won the whole tournament. Yes, I do have friends who watch Schmoedown regularly. And I do get spoiled most of the time. But, yeah, I prefer the Den to the suspects, but also Nicki Dimalanta beat a good friend of mine in a tournament, Gold Leader, so, I'm not supporting her in this match. Anyways, I'm gonna be watching it right now while eating pizza, so, wish me luck. Here we go.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. It's tournament season, baby, here in the Star Wars division, and I am so very excited to be here calling this match. I'm Andrew Guy. Joining me today is the question writer himself, the man that the competitors can be mad at, PJ Campbell. PJ, we have a really exciting matchup here between someone making their debut and someone who had a phenomenal debut earlier this season.
Yeah, man. Look, tournament's been going really great across the board for everyone. IG, Star Wars, we're looking forward to teams, and now we have this. We have Ross coming in from the FCL, making his big debut on the big leagues here in the MTS. It's super exciting, but he's going up against someone whose debut was incredible this season in Nicki Dimalanta.
Yeah, of course, talking about her perfect game that she pitched earlier this year against John Hoey, but on the other side of it, the man that you just mentioned, Ross the Arsenault? Arsenault? All right, I'll be able to get it. I'm sure I'll be saying his name quite a bit here over the next little bit of the season.
Arsenault.
Had a perfect match as well in the FCL. Now, regardless of what division it is, this is still Star Wars, and pitching a perfect game is something to be very, very proud of.
It really is, man. Like, these Star Wars matches are no joke. It comes down to 1 point sometimes. So for both of them to have played so well in their last two matches, I think that they have some stiff competition from each other.
Yeah, and you know, when you talk about competition, both of these managers, of course, Kate from the Den and Sam of the Usual Suspects, looking to get some more points as this season hasn't been the kindest to them as they're a little bit lower in our faction rankings. But this is a great way to get back on track, get a few more points, and of course, see a debut. That's always exciting. And speaking of debuts, another exciting part about that is doing your first ever promo. Let's take a look and see what these competitors have to say.
What's up, Ross?
Hey, guys.
Welcome to not just POV, but the crazy thing that is the Schmoedown community now that you are officially on the draft board.
Yes, thanks so much for having me on. It's been a really weird but cool kind of time to see the way things have kind of unfolded, and Friday will be even weirder and hopefully even cooler. I've been looking forward to this. Wanted to play Star Wars Trivia this year, and it's been great to provide an opportunity to do so with the FCL. I'm here to prove that I know as much as anybody.
Nevertheless, a perfect game by Ross from Nowhere in Star Wars.
Confident that Thomas Harper would win the belt. I'm here representing the Den in the tournament.
This belt would not have happened had he not been on the faction. This guy is a workhorse. I cannot wait for everybody to see him in the tournament and watch the absolute warpath that he's going to be on.
I saw myself in the bracket against a Dimalanta, at the time meaning Andrew. In the end, it's a Dimalanta. In this case, it's Nicki Dimalanta.
And I'm Star Wars competitor Nicki Dimalanta.
We finally got her!
Nicki was lights out, as you said, through the entire match. Picture perfect with a steal. What else is there to say?
That was wild, right? Who would have seen that coming? Not me. It was pretty cool getting a first win under my belt. I'm not gonna lie.
I am so proud of the hard work that she has put in and how it absolutely paid off today. And I know she has big things ahead of her.
Kind of shows that I guess I have a place in this tournament. At least it proves it to myself, I guess, right?
Her debut, she played essentially perfect. So I have all of nothing to go off of on that. So that's not super helpful. Specifically, I wrote the answer to his 5 there to show that I can answer a 5. In particular, answering a 5 in the category that we had a week to study for. I know this is kind of the FCL is for, showcasing your capabilities, and so I wanted to do that.
He was picked up from the FCL, and he's now on the Den, which means he's now studying with the guy who right now has the Star Wars belt.
I've been working with the best the game has to offer in Thomas Harper
Right now,
and Lacey Gilloran and the rest of the incredible Den squad. And I thank Kate for bringing me up from the FCL. This is going to be the first time I'm going to be staring down the blaster barrel of an MTS question writer. Could be an EC-17 holdout blaster or an axial super laser. I don't know yet, but that's the fun of this, and I'm very excited to make my debut.
Real talk. Does it suck a little that the belt's not in our house anymore? Yeah, you got me. But that's not my focus right now. My focus right now is playing these matches, planning for the suspects, and trying to keep our streak going. I'm not going to underestimate the guy. I'm going to figure he's going to come in, he's going to play a perfect match, just like I would anticipate from any other Star Wars player in the division.
All I can go in with is knowing what I know and knowing what's in my arsenal. And if I am struck down, I can make you one promise. I'll become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. Good luck in this tournament, and may the Force be with you.
Something, this is where the fun begins, right?
All right. So, a lot of respect being thrown back and forth. Seems like no one wants to be the bad guy here, but that's what the Star Wars division is all about. Now, there might be a couple of them out there, but for the most part, this is a division that is just a lot of respect all the way across the board from competitors. Wouldn't you agree, PJ?
I was going to say, these might be the nicest people we've ever seen playing the game. Like, they were just nice. That's kind of nice, actually. We don't see that a whole lot. It's usually a lot of bad-mouthing, so kudos to you guys.
Yeah, maybe a little bit different than some of the things that I've favored in the past in the MTS. But, of course, here for Nicki Dimalanta and Ross, the Arsenault, maybe they just need to get their feet wet a little bit before they let those claws come out. PJ, are you ready?
Dude, I am. Let's do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the movie trivia Schmoedown. Introducing first.
Representing the Den, making their movie trivia Schmoedown debut, Ross, the Arsenault. Welcome to the big leagues, my friend. How you feeling today? Do you have a little bit of jitters, or do you feel like you got all those cobwebs shaken off in the FCL?
Oh, the FCL was a phenomenal place to kick things off, but it still doesn't mean that there's no jitters going into something. I mean, it's a kind of a test of wits, and I certainly enjoy those, and I don't like to get things wrong. So there's always nerves you have to have within that. But thanks for the warm welcome, Andrew and PJ, and this is going to be a really fun day regardless of how it goes. I'm just hoping nothing slips through the cracks and makes me bang my head in the wall after, but we'll see how the cookie crumbles.
I was going to say, Ross, like, you're coming in, you played a perfect game earlier in the season. Like, does that give you any hesitation coming into this? Like, are you putting any pressure on yourself to keep that streak going?
No, there's no pressure to keep that streak going from a personal perspective. I don't like getting things wrong in general, so on a case or question by question basis, I'll never want to get them wrong. But I know that will happen, and I mean, in Nicki's case, Nicki didn't get anything wrong in her first match either, and so in Star Wars, you kind of have to play to that certain level. I mean, you're going to once in a while get something wrong, but you have to generally limit that as much as you possibly can in order to stay in the game. And the questions are so vast and deep and have been pulled in different directions this year that you really never know what hand you're going to get dealt. So I'm excited to see which ones I'm going to get dealt today.
You know, Arsenault, I do have to ask you, when you talk about these perfect games, this is something that doesn't happen a lot in the MTS in general, but the fact that Star Wars is probably the least forgiving division, I know that you said you don't have to keep that trend going, but do you feel like going up against Dimmy here that perfect is about as good as it's going to get in regards to how many points you can miss? Because she hasn't missed one yet in her career.
Absolutely. You have to go in with the mindset for every single question that you need to get it right. And at the end of the day, that would result in a perfect game. And so that's what everybody has to go for. But it's incredible when you kind of look into Star Wars and how there's something you think you know, but you can look at it differently and realize, oh, there's a whole well of knowledge that's completely unrelated, but it's got some sort of linkage that you can find, and then thus makes it a valid question. And that's what's so interesting about Star Wars and what makes the galaxy far, far away so broad. So that's what is exciting about the trivia aspect of it all. And so I certainly hope to not get any questions wrong, but I can't fault myself or take myself out of the game if it happens earlier than I want, for example.
And his opponent, representing
the usual suspects.
With a record of one win and zero defeats. Nicki Dimalanta! Welcome back to the big leagues, Dimmy. And are you feeling perfect once again today?
Time will tell. We will see soon enough. I don't like to make guarantees like that, man. That's how you set yourself up for failure. So I'm not going to make a guarantee like that.
You came off of a huge win earlier in the season against John Hoey. And, you know, again, you played perfect. What kind of pressure are you feeling right now on yourself going into this? Are you just cool, calm, collected, ready to go? Or is there something about the fact that we saw Ross also play perfect? Are you feeling like you need to go perfect just to beat him?
I feel like that's the way Star Wars is, like Ross was saying. I feel like Star Wars, the expectation going in is like, well, you better not miss anything. And if you do, oh, game over, you know. Round one, you miss one question. Everybody says, go, game over. So, yeah, there's a little bit of pressure. And like I've said before, I like to keep expectations low. You know what I'm saying? That way, you know, the only place to go is up. So, but the pressure is definitely there. You set a precedent. You set an expectation. People expect you to keep it there all the time, which is... sometimes you can do it, sometimes you don't. So, like I said, time will tell for both of us.
So all that being said, do you and your manager have an expectation of what you'd like to do in this tournament? You talk about what happened at the highest level in the Star Wars division. Something that I'm sure you're very familiar with was that Thomas Harper now has the belt. Is the plan now for Miss Dimalanta to run through the Star Wars tournament and hoist that belt, keep that belt in the household at the end of 2021?
That'd be cool. That'd be real cool. I mean, yeah, the goal with me and Sam is to do the best I can. The number one goal is to have fun. You know, the secondary goal is to do the best you can. And yeah, it'd be great to advance to the next round. So I don't want to put too much pressure on myself. Sam doesn't put too much pressure on me. He just says, go out there, do your best, have fun. And that's what I'm going to try to do. Because when you get too wound up, that's when you start forgetting stuff. And I'm going to try to stay calm, cool, and collected, at least on the outside.
All right, so here we go. We have our competitors meeting themselves for the very first time here at the desk of the MTS. And while one of you will be able to kick off this season very well in your Star Wars tournament, the other one will get to sit back and watch with all the rest of us as your competitor gets to move on forward. So before we get into the action, PJ, let's get to those rules.
The rules of round number one are as follows. Each competitor will get 10 different questions from many different categories across the Star Wars Schmoedown universe. There is no penalty for missing a question in round number one, and there is no stealing in round number one. Questions are going to be worth 1 point. Andrew and I will be administering them to you. Competitors have 15 seconds to write down their best attempted and answer on their whiteboards. Once we ask you by name or nickname, please show what you wrote to the camera while verbalizing your answer into the microphone. Each competitor has 3 uses of the JTE rule throughout the duration of the match. Not sure you heard a question right or you want to buy yourself another 15 seconds? Use your JTE rule. Each competitor also has 1 challenge available to them that can be utilized at any point during the match. Competitors may initiate their challenge, we'll bring in your manager, and we will ratify the challenge. We also ask competitors, please keep your hands up at all times during the match, and we are good to go, Andrew.
All right, then Arsenault, are you ready?
Standing by.
Dimmy, are you ready?
Yeah.
Then let's get ready to Schmoedown! 3 rounds in the Star Wars tournament. Here you go. First question coming your way from the category of Revenge of the Sith. Which actor plays male Padawan Zet Juk Asa in the film?
Man, Andrew, sometimes reading these Star Wars questions, not so easy, huh?
I feel like I should have went for the evens instead of the odds. After reading that first question, I'm already very anxious. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dimmy, let's start with you.
Jet Lucas.
That is correct. And Arsenal.
Jet Lucas.
All right, great way to start your tournament.
George
All right,
Lucas's
question number
nephew.
2 comes to the
Because that's
comes to you
also
guys in the
correct.
category of mixed bag. Which Star Wars character says the line, "Now be brave and don't look back"? Don't look back.
You know
Andrew,
they
ever-
really mean it when they say the last couple words twice. That's how you know they really mean those words of advice.
They're really trying to push you to take that, like what it means, and just take it to heart for whatever reason.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arsenal, let's start with you.
Shmi Skywalker.
Yeah, I said Luke.
That
That
is
is
correct.
correct.
And Dimmy.
Shmi Skywalker.
All right, nice and perfect here through to your third question, coming from the category of The Rise of Skywalker. You'll find the serpent creature known as Avexis on what planet in The Rise of Skywalker?
Do you know what any of those words mean, Andrew?
I know that the end of it is the name of a film.
I'm going to give you the
if you
point.
will.
I'm going to give you the point for that one.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both competitors ready to go. Dimmy, what do you have written down?
Pasana.
Sana is correct, and it's even spelled correctly with a double A. Arsenal.
Not spelled correctly, but Kasana.
He had double A, he had double
Still better
A,
than
and
I think
had
PJ
double
or
A.
It's all
myself could have
space
done.
words.
That's right.
It is all
Perfect
space.
3 so far, PJ.
It is, and we move on to question number 4 in planets and locations. In Solo, a Star Wars story, what is the name of the lair where Lady Proxima and her criminal gang gather? And I'm out, Andrew.
The lair.
When I was younger, I felt like I could have been in a gang. And I got older and I realized
Like-
that was just soft.
Like West Side Story?
4,
Can you repeat the question?
3.
Absolutely. Question number
I have
4
no
in
idea,
planets
so
and
what is
locations. In Solo, a Star Wars story, what is the name of the lair where Lady Proxima and her criminal gang gather?
I
Would it
think
have
maybe
been
more like
something
West Side Story would have been a better. I'm a bit squeamish, if you will.
Oh, I mean, at least it's a musical. Sing, dance.
Not of West Side Story, of gangs.
Oh, fine.
And time. All right, and let's start here with Arsenal.
Den of the White Worms.
That is
correct.
correct.
I just
I said the White Worm's den.
That is also correct. Correct.
Correct.
We'll accept both of those answers, and the JTE paying off there as we get to question number 5, halfway through our first round of the Star Wars tournament, and it's been perfection. Category is Who Said It / quotes.
Me.
In what Star Wars film will you hear the quote, "She was very beautiful, kind, but sad"?
Do you ever feel like that's what you say to yourself in the morning? You're like, I'm very beautiful, but I'm kind but sad.
Yes. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go back to you, Dimmy. What do you got?
The Return of the Jedi.
That is correct. And for you, Arsenal.
Return of the Jedi.
And they just don't miss, do they, Andrew?
No,
Perfect
sir,
for
and
5.
And I feel like these questions are written pretty well, if you may say so yourself.
I appreciate that, man. I'll give you an extra point for that one, too. We move on to question number 6 in The Empire Strikes Back. In The Empire Strikes Back, when Luke is going into the Cave of Evil, Yoda tells him that he will not need what? And we were looking for his exact wording.
You must busted out some Yoda speak yourself there.
I really did, man. You know, it's something about reading space words. It starts to get backwards in your head. You just run with it.
4, 3, 2, and 1. That's time. We'll start here with the Arsenal.
Because he said
This is
the exact
wording,
quote.
so his weapons.
I said
That is correct.
his
And
weapon.
Nikki?
I said your weapons.
That's what I said.
That is also correct.
The exact wording? Okay. That's
We-
fine.
Yeah, looking for
No worries, no worries.
Not being like lightsaber, essentially.
Gotcha. No problem. I'm not going to challenge, I promise.
And I don't know enough to speak here, so I'm just going to move on to question number 7, coming from the category of the Phantom Menace. In the Phantom Menace, how many planets are mentioned in the opening scrawl of the film? They really monopolize that opening scrawl in Star Wars. Like, no one can do that again other than, I guess, Spaceballs.
No, yeah, and I mean, even they did just to make fun of it.
4,
Doctor Who
3,
did that first, but
2,
I will keep that to
1,
myself.
and time. Let's start with you, Dimmy.
No, okay. I said one.
One.
Naboo.
Yeah, Naboo specifically.
That is correct. And Arsenal.
1.
Ow. No one has missed yet, PJ, and we are almost
I have.
out of round number 1. Question 8 coming your way.
Yeah, it makes me nervous for that bonus question. It's large. We move on to question number 8 in Attack of the Clones. In Attack of the Clones, what is the homeworld of assassin Zam Wesell?
Oh,
You know, this is the kind of stuff when I really enjoy these movies, but I could never pull this at
I
this
mean,
point.
I know the species, but I
I
don't
didn't even
know
know that there was anyone
planet.
named
That's a
Zam
different
or
thing.
Zet involved in Star Wars.
That's fair.
5, 4, that's just honest. 3, 2, 1, and let's go to you, Arsenal.
Zolan.
That is correct. And Dimmy.
Zolan.
My goodness, they don't miss. Here we go. 2 more questions in round number 1. Both players playing absolutely perfect. Only 1 JTE off the board. Your penultimate question coming from the category of The Last Jedi. In The Last Jedi, the opening scrawl states, General Snoke now deploys his merciless what to seize military control of the galaxy? I know who General Snoke is.
That's really what matters. And you know what the opening
He's not-
crawl
he's
is?
not really
That's
a
great.
general.
And you probably know what
He's
The Last
really
Jedi
Snoke.
is. So, you know, you went like 3 for 3.
It's
at
General
least.
Hawk.
3, 2. They're just laughing at us. 1. They've written questions down before we even
With.
finished. Let's go back to you, Dimmy.
I said legions.
That is correct. And
I
Arsenal,
said Force.
keep it perfect.
Legions.
Merciless.
Wow. All
Honestly,
right.
I'm just scared at this point. I don't know how long this match is going to go, Andrew. I'm really not.
You better
we
have
move
a
on.
bunch of bonus questions written for the end of this match. Overtime, baby. Here we go. Question number 10.
And this is going to be in vehicles, weapons, and technology. In The Force Awakens, what is the name of the specific blaster pistol that Han gifts to Rey? Did he write that? Like it's
A few years ago, I
I
would
just
have
don't
known
even
that.
know where you find
need
this
to rewatch
information.
those
I guess
movies.
maybe
I
they
haven't
say it
done
in the
that in a while.
movie, but I just thought they were all,
Just getting
they were
myself
all
to compete in
blasters.
this
it's
division.
adorable. You think they say it in the movie, but not.
There's no way, right? When would they do that? And time. Here we go for a perfect round number 1. Arsenal, what do you have?
NN14.
That
Welcome
is
to the
correct.
big leagues and welcome to your first perfect game. Dimmy, did you do it as well?
The LPA NN14.
That is
Lord, I
correct.
don't even know what those first 3 letters are, but that is also correct. PJ, we're perfect in round number 1.
We are, man. That means we have a bonus question. Both competitors, you're going to write it down. We're going to treat it just like a normal question. In Solo,
go.
including Infant's Nest, how many total Cloud Riders track down Beckett on Savareen before Infants explains why they want the coaxium? I don't even know if I understood what I just read.
Enfys Nest.
And I'm pretty sure
Enfys? Enfys?
Infant's Nest. Sam,
5,
I don't know if that was English.
4, 3, 2, 1. Time. And let's start with Dimmy.
I said 5, but I don't think that's right.
That is incorrect.
I said 7,
And Arsenal.
but I was going to say
I'll be annoyed if
5.
my original guess, but I also went with 5. And you can see the scratched out other one. So what is it?
It was 13.
Oh,
Okay, good. I wasn't going to
Wasn't
guess
even
that.
They are
Lucky
mortal.
number 13 keeps them at 10 points apiece, but still tied at a perfect round number 1. It's okay if you miss the bonus. You still get a perfect round number 1, which carries us on to round number 2. PJ, what are the rules?
PJ!
Rules of round number 2 as follows. We are going to have everyone spin that virtual wheel. Once you settle on a category, you're going to get 5 questions from that particular realm of the Star Wars universe. Each question is going to be worth 2 points unless you need multiple choice. We will give you 4 options, one of which I am told is the correct answer. At that point, the value of the question will go down to 1, and stealing is available in this round.
Great. So challenges and repeats still in effect. Obviously, only one was used. And Demi, since you are the favored player, you get to decide, since we are all even at 10, whether you would like to spin first or second.
I will defer.
Ross! Look who belongs in the big leagues, baby. Hey, congrats on your first round out of the way in the MTS.
Thanks. Felt
You're
good.
looking- Yeah.
I wasn't going to be able to pull that number. I had
everybody
not
on
paused
screen
and
is wearing
counted
glasses right
that
now.
specific moment. in-
Listen.
I feel like I belong somewhere.
Yeah, so
Ever and ever. Listen,
I don't feel too bad about that.
5 is really close to 13 if it's on a 1,000-point scale. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm with
I
you.
know where both of our minds. I know where both of our minds went on that,
Yeah.
and that
Well,
makes
you guys,
me feel
I
good
know
as well.
you guys
So
are lockstep. She's a great competitor. She's obviously you're doing great. I gotta tell you, I feel like right now this is where you just can go with the flow at this point. First round's out of the way. There's a couple of things. She said a different thing for the den. You said a different thing for the. It's all everybody's giving each other a pass today. We're doing great here. I think you are exactly where you need to
10
be.
seconds.
And obviously, you know what, Andrew?
Just doing
Unbelievable.
my job.
Let's spin. Let's have it. Just
Yeah,
keep
let's
having
spin. We're
fun,
good.
my man.
Do to spin with your force, your mind? What do they say?
That sounds
both
right.
of those suffice.
I'm just glad Kate's not yelling at us today.
You know what, PJ?
Hi, Kate. It's nice to see you.
Do it. Wow! Look
Wow.
at that. Welcome
I
to
we'll
the
spin.
big leagues.
You want to, Ross? Do you want to spin again, or
I think
what do you
let's stay
think?
on
What do you
this
think?
one.
Okay, we'll stay on this one. Okay, fine.
There's only been one
thank you.
respin on Spinner's Choice. You guys have another 60 seconds to decide on your category.
This is what I'll say.
Curious
I
that,
know what we discussed earlier.
I don't know,
Yeah.
actually, there was
I think you can stay with that, or you can go whatever what your
says
gut says, because I think your gut, that's one thing we talk about with Thomas is like your gut's going to be right on this. So whatever your gut's telling you to do is what we do. And if what we talked about earlier is look feeling
only
good,
I
let's
had
do it.
listened to my gut.
Yeah,
Another trivia thing recently.
I mean, I really feel good about so much. I was really happy to see. I mean, they're all the same, really. But let's go with the Last Jedi. Let's give that one a go.
If that's what your gut's saying, then let's go with it. That's because that's what your gut says. Sam wanted me to say gut a few more times. So.
It's always a blast when Kate's on screen. Okay, Ross, 5 questions coming your way in the category of The Last Jedi. PJ will be administering those questions. Good luck to you, Arsenault.
All right. Your first question, Arsenault, in The Last Jedi. In The Last Jedi, what is the first word spoken by Finn?
Probably a
Right.
bad guess, but to get my Ray. I'm gonna say
That
Ray.
is correct for
Okay.
2 points. In The Last Jedi, Paige Tico was on board a Resistance bomber with what other bombarder that dies before she can release the bomb?
Nick's Jerd.
That is another 2 points.
Man, this division is so insanely competitive. 14-10, as the Arsenal has been perfect, other than that bonus question in round number 1.
The third question in the realm of The Last Jedi. In the Battle of Crate, First Order walkers approach the Resistance hideout in what formation that also serves as an homage to their Imperial roots?
AT Mega Caliber 6, All-Terrain Mega Caliber 6, AT MC6.
5, 4.
Oh, the formation.
All right. Is it A, the Piet Offensive, B, the Veers Formation, C, the Tarkin Formation, or D, the Hoth Formation?
I'm gonna say Veers formation. Because General Veers
The
wasn't
Veers formation.
the Walkers.
That is correct for 1 point.
Well, at least I named the name. I got to name
15-10.
the
Your
Walkers
penultimate
themselves.
question in the realm of The Last Jedi. In The Last Jedi, What excuse does Rey give Luke as to why her blaster goes off?
She was cleaning it.
That is correct for another 2 points. And finally, your last question. According to Rose, how long is one system cycle for an Imperial starship?
About 6 minutes.
That is correct for another 2 points.
He even throws in the boot there, representing his home country. You love to see it. 19-10 after a near perfect round number 2. Only checks down to multiple choice just one time. So Arsenault will give you a moment to sit back, relax, and enjoy your 19 points here.
Those were so easy. Everybody knows the Veers formation. I was just talking about
even I got that one.
Friends from high school. That's wild stuff.
It's crazy how that comes out.
That's crazy. Every day I talk about it. Look, I am so blown away by how great you are at this. That was a perfect first round. That extra question was ludicrous speed even. Look, so going second, we now know if you run perfect on these, you're going to have a 1 point lead. And if you need, you can check down to multiple, still get it right, and we will not be trailing. So
Right.
I love where we're at right now. We've got the advantage, and let's see if the wheel will be as friendly to us as it was to them.
Give that wheel a spin.
The wheel is kind of
So
lagging
quiet.
today.
I know.
It is.
Quiet.
It's the suspense. It's like being in space. The Force Awakens. Dimmy, how you
In
feeling about
space,
that?
No one can hear you.
Just like
speak.
last time.
I know
I
you've
li-
seen this one, right? I know there's
like
a few of
it.
these movies you haven't seen yet, but you have seen this one?
I mean, like half of them I've seen. I've seen this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I like this one.
Yeah,
I mean, I like it.
I like it.
Let's stick with it. Why
You want to
not?
stick with this one?
Sure.
All right.
Why not?
I guess
do
we're
it.
going to stick with The Force Awakens. You got 2 repeats left. You got multiple if you need. You're the best.
All right, as we say goodbye to Sam Levine, we bring back the Arsenal. 5 questions coming your way from the category of The Force Awakens. As your manager was so kind to remind you, you do have 2 repeats left. Here we go. Question number 1, category of Force Awakens, your first of 5. What is the name of Billy Lord's character in The Force Awakens? We need the full name.
K-Del Coconics.
Well, it didn't stop her at all. 2 points for Dimmy as she's on the board here in round number 2. Let's get to your second question in the category of The Force Awakens. In The Force Awakens, when discussing First Order, Maz Kanata says their what is spreading through the galaxy?
Think I know it, but I'll go to multiple just to be sure.
Yeah, me too.
Sure. Your multiple choice options are A, reach, B, evil, C, darkness, or D, shadow.
I think it's shadow.
Darkness.
That is incorrect. And now an opportunity for a steal here over to the Arsenal in the category of The Force Awakens. In The Force Awakens, when discussing the First Order, Maz Kanata says their what is spreading through the galaxy? Is it A,
I said
reach,
shadow.
B,
last time.
evil, C, darkness, or D, shadow? Five, 4, 3.
I'll take the repeat.
Just the options or the whole question?
The options.
Yep, your options are A, reach, B, evil, C, darkness, or D, shadow. That is your free repeat.
Shadow.
5. That is a 1-point steal and a big steal in this
Okay.
highly competitive match. 12-20 as we go back over to Nicki Dimalanta for her third question here in The Force Awakens. In The Force Awakens, what is the name of the servant droid that alerted the Resistance of BB-8's presence at Maz Kanata's castle?
GA97.
Right back on that horse. Give her 2 more points. 14-20. 2 questions left. We can be at 18-20 if she does have a perfect rest of her round number 2. There you are, your penultimate question. In The Force Awakens, the pirate Quiggold is from what planet?
Repeat the question.
Your second JTE. In The Force Awakens, the pirate Quiggold is from what planet?
Multiple choice.
Just going to check down to multiple choice as well. Is it A, Gabdor, B, Delphidian, C, Ilum, or D, Cardota?
Gabdor.
Gabdor is correct for a point. 15-20 as we get to your final question here in the category of The Force Awakens. In the remnants of what type of vehicle does Rey live in while on Jakku?
A downed AT-AT.
That is correct. 17-20, a very close round number 2, but a big time steal there for the Arsenault. PJ, going to round number 3, brother.
We're going to need a series of numbers from each competitor. This is going to range from 1 to 20. These numbers are going to basically get you to any different realm of the Star Wars universe. Your first question is going to be worth 2 points. Your second question worth 3 points. And your third question, should we make it that far, 5 big points. Your JTEs and your challenges still apply.
That is right. There will be no steals or multiple choice in round number 3. And Arsenault, since you do have that nice little 3-point lead, we'll need a series of numbers 1 to 20 from you first.
4-2-1.
4,
TK
2,
4-2-1.
and 1. And Dimmy, what do you got?
3, 7, and 9.
You got some guts. Woo!
Well, that's a happy
You're welcome,
prime
Sam.
number, what she went for.
Ross, I could not have if I said, okay, what I hope for you in your first match is you're going to go perfect in the first round, you're going to get a steal in the second after only checking down once and basically answering every single one of your questions in the second round. I would have said that's expecting too much, but you know what? It's not with you. That was incredible. That was well executed. All you have to do is stay right where you are, my man. There's at this point, the 2, 3, 5. You might not even see your 5 for all we know.
Every question at a time.
Absolutely.
She knows her stuff.
She
had
absolutely does.
Some tough questions in round 2. Great questions thus far. But yeah.
If I were her manager, I would be telling her she's not out. You're not out. So Ross,
No,
she's not out. So stay in.
Oh,
Okay.
100%.
Yeah.
Game is far from over.
I'm
Big
so
questions
glad.
at the end.
Yeah.
I have all 3 JTEs left.
Yes, all 3 JTEs, and you can
Good.
use them. You can spend them or not. You're doing great.
Right.
Have fun.
Perfect. I will.
Oh, hey guys.
Hey.
So, I'm apparently Kate is imploring me to tell you that you're not out of it. Duh.
Cool.
You
Cool.
can go ahead and bleep this. No, Kate. Yeah, she's not out of it. Okay, she's very much in this thing. It is a 3-point deficit. That's meaningless in round 3, and I know Nikki knows that. She doesn't need me to tell her. Okay, this is the round that separates the players from the fans. You are a player. You got this, okay? I know you know your stuff. So all you got to do is take your time and do what you do best, answer Star Wars trivia questions. I think you got this.
I will do that. I will do that the best I can.
Perfect.
Okay, here we go. Round number 3. The score sits at 17-20, which means that Dimalanta is up first. PJ, what did her lucky number 3 get her?
She ended up in Creatures and Alien Races. And for 2 points,
Menoptera.
what space creatures have suction cup mouths and 2 eyes on stalks in The Empire Strikes Back?
Minox.
Yeah, mine up.
That is correct for a big 2 points.
It's almost condescending how fast they say the answer.
I know.
I can't even
They
read
kinda
the
look at me
question
like
that well.
That you're not that smart. No, I'm not. So we move on to the her second question in round number 3, which is in the category of Revenge of the Sith for number 7. And your question is, in Revenge of the Sith, when Anakin says that his powers have doubled to Count Dooku, Dooku responds, good, twice the what, double the fall.
Twice the pride, double the fall.
That's another big 3 points, Andrew.
Yeah, I don't even have the answers up in front of me right now while you're reading. I just listened to the conviction behind their voice, and I think they're right 100% of the time. 22-20 as we go over to the Arsenault for his first question in round number 3. No KO in play anymore. You chose number 4, which is going to coincide with the category of planets and location for 2 points and to tie the game. Arsenault. On what planet does Obi-Wan duel General Grievous in Revenge of the Sith?
Utapau.
Utapau.
We got a tie ball game here in round number 3, PJ. 22-22. And Arsenault, we're going to stick with you for your 3-point question. If you can throw it back over here to Nicki Dimalanta, and you selected number 2, which is going to go with the category of Jedi Order for 3 points in the lead to make your opponent have to hit her 5-point question. Category of Jedi Order. Which Jedi seen in The Phantom Menace was part of the Iktochi species and is a brilliant starfighter pilot? I apologize if I mispronounced that.
Stacey Tin.
That is correct for 3 big points. And now it all comes down to the 5-pointer here for Nicki Dimalanta. PJ, what do we got?
She chose category number 9 for her 5-point question, and category number 9 coincides with Who Said It and Star Wars quotes. And her 5-point question, in The Phantom Menace, who says the line, "The Congress of Malastare conquers with the honorable delegate from the Trade Federation. A commission must be appointed"?
Okay, I know the
Schmoedown,
but I don't know the name of the person.
She didn't even blink, and that's a big 5 points.
I was going to try to add some drama there, but no drama necessary. She hits her 5-pointer, which means we go back over to the Arsenault. 27-25. He's got to hit his 5-pointer to win this match, or else Nicki Dimalanta will move on through the Star Wars tournament for 5 points and the game. You selected number 1, Arsenault, and that is going to go to the category of Solo, a Star Wars story, for 5 points to continue your run in the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Star Wars tournament. In Solo, what is the full name of the male Melbu bounty hunter that is part of the Cloud Riders?
That's a 5-pointer.
5, 4, 3, 2,
JT.
1. It's your first repeat
Why did
in the
they
category
took
of
away
Solo, Star
points
Wars
from
story.
him?
In
Why did
Solo,
they drop him back
what
to
is the
22?
full name
What's
of
the
the
deal
male
here?
Melbu bounty hunter that is part of the Cloud Riders?
Does using JTEs cost you points now? What gives?
Five, 4, 3, 2,
JT.
1. Got 1 remaining for 5 points in the category of Solo, a
Surprised they
Star
didn't take
Wars
away
story.
points from him again.
In Solo, what is the full name of the male Melbu bounty hunter that is part of the Cloud Riders?
I'm gonna take a guess and say that it's 2 tubes, but it's probably incorrect.
5, 4, 3.
Use the last one.
Your final JTE
Oh,
for
they
5
brought it back
points.
to 25 now. Okay.
In Solo, what
That's
is the
comforting.
name, the full name of the male Melbu bounty hunter that is part of the Cloud Riders?
Cloud Riders have been my downfall today.
Apparently so, yeah.
5.
Baruch Pak.
And your winner, Nicki Dimalanta! We were looking for Arume Islio. I believe that's how that's pronounced.
That sounds
What
right.
an incredible match. Congratulations to you, Nicki, and to Sam. We're going to let the two of you sit back and celebrate for a moment. Goodness gracious, what is this division all about? That's the start of the Star Wars tournament, and that's how this game ended? Are you kidding me? 27-25, what a
I
game.
can finally breathe again, number one. I mean, this was a game that went back and forth, but was tied going into round 2. It was anyone's game, man. Like, it came down to the 5s, and I don't know Star Wars that well, but those were tough questions. And, man, it just came down to that, and Ross fought his heart out, but Nicki came out on top.
Yeah, I mean, you have no idea how it's going to go. That steal in round number 2. You think things might be falling towards the Arsenault, but as you heard the manager of Usual Suspects say, and I'm sure he'll have a lot more for us to say in just a moment, that she was never even near out of it. There's a lot to be left to play in round number 3. That 5-pointer, it can do you dirty. And Dimmy had hers, but the Arsenault did not have his. So let's actually go and talk to the winner of this match right now, Nicki Dimalanta, with her manager, Sam Levine, and of course, Jilly Marie.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with your winner of what an amazing Star Wars match we just witnessed, Miss Nicki Dimalanta. Congratulations. How are you feeling after that intense match?
I don't know, because if I'm going to be completely transparent and honest, if I had that 5-pointer, I would have said the same answer.
Wow.
That was a rough 5.
Sometimes you get lucky and you get a 5, Sometimes you don't get lucky and your opponent gets spinner's choice in round 2.
That was
luck
something.
falls your way sometimes and it doesn't fall your way other times. That's the Schmoedown, baby.
I'm kind of
to the
speechless.
Welcome to the Schmoedown. Welcome to the Star Wars division. Let's be honest. It's those questions. You don't know what's going to happen. But let's talk about this match today. A perfect round 1. Amazing. What were your thoughts going into round 1 and then that steal in round 2? So lots of craziness happening here. So going from a perfect round to a stolen question in round 2. Where was your mind at throughout those parts of the match?
Round 1 was great. I didn't expect any different. And then round 2, that steal, I was kind of between. My gut reaction was darkness, so I was like, all right. And then when I checked on the second time, I knew what his species was, but I was like, oh, well, I'm not just going to guess what the planet is like an idiot. So I knew if I checked down, I would be like, okay, that's the one. So, but yeah, no, after round 2, it was kind of like, uh-oh. But
well, look at you now. Here you are.
Started from the bottom.
Hey,
Now
you
we're
were never
here.
at the bottom. And no, you played that round 2 perfectly. Yes, you lost the point on the steal, but it was checked down, so it was only 1 point. And then rather than take the 2-point swing, knowing if you miss, there's a likelihood he's going to get the 2-point steal. By checking down to multiple again, you only allowed yourself, God forbid, should you lose it, to keep the gap narrow and then have it come down to the 5-pointers, which, guess what? It did. You played it perfectly.
Thank you.
More continuing to show what a great manager Mr. Sam Levine is. Now,
Wait.
I know, it's like, which way do we point? Now, Sam, how are you feeling after that amazing win? You're continuing on in this Star Wars tournament. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, I cannot tell you how impressed I have been with Nicki throughout this entire season. She is, in my humble opinion, the Star Wars player to beat. Okay, she's so good, and she gets friggin' better every time she plays. Okay, and here's what I know: even though she won today, she's gonna beat herself up over that one question she missed.
I already am.
Over the next 12 hours, she won, and she's gonna be mad with herself because that's how champions are. And look, I would be remiss if I did not give all the props in the world to Ross. This was his first ever official Schmoedown Star Wars match, and that guy played incredibly. And I have absolutely no doubt we are going to see a lot of him in the future. And I know I feel like I speak for us. We welcome a rematch when the time is right, because that was a super fun match, and I'm very impressed with how Ross played today. But ultimately, fantastic. This young lady right here is the victor, and I cannot wait for her to continue kicking butt in this tournament.
Well, Nicki, your stats right now are through the roof. You have 2 wins under your belt. It seems like you could have the actual belt in your future. Would you rather be playing your husband for that belt right now, or do you want sweet, sweet revenge against Thomas Harper?
I know if I played Andrew, I wouldn't be quite so nervous. It would be cool to get some revenge, but I want him to do it himself. But you know what? If I'm the one to do it, great. You know, that would be cool too, because Mama does want a little bit.
Also, a Jedi would never seek revenge. They changed the whole movie title because of that.
They did.
That's
facts.
One of my
facts.
Revenge of the Jedi. Oh, you
there.
can't see. God, man.
We saw it before.
I trust
It's in
you.
the corner. We all know.
It says Revenge of the Jedi. It's I'm so embarrassed.
We believe you. Well, Nicki, congratulations. Your next match is gonna be quite an interesting one. Dimalanta versus Damon, but with a twist.
Dimalanta.
We'll see you in the next one.
I don't know what that means.
You don't know which Damon.
Well, it's always a fun day of
Damon.
celebration when you get to win a match, but her opponent, who does not get to continue his career, at least in the Star Wars tournament, I'm sure we'll see back again in the Star Wars division. What a great showing, playing like a pro, and that seems to be a trend here in Star Wars.
Not just that, man. Like, he played so well. Like, Sam was heaping praise onto him. Nicki was heaping praise on him. They know he's not to be messed with. Like, Ross showed up today. He's great. We just got to a 5-point question that was really, really difficult, and there's nothing to hang your head up about on that at all.
No, I mean, the 5-pointer has gotten the best of the best and the worst of the worst in the MTS, but I think Ross is definitely the prior in that list of players. And, you know, I'm excited to talk to him and his manager, Kate Mulligan, because I want to hear what it's like to make your debut in the league and also play like such a professional and to have a perfect game your very first time out. So to hear how he's feeling, which hopefully isn't too bad, let's go back over to Jillian Marine, Kate Mulligan, the manager of the Den, and of course her great competitor, the Arsenault.
Hey.
Hey, Ross. What
How are
a match,
things?
first of all. How are things with you? You tell me. How are things, Ross? What's going on in your mind right now? What's happening? What's happening in the world of the Den going on? What's going on? What's happening?
Could be better.
Yeah.
Best part is that I could have studied all day on just this book and maybe gotten it. It's the answer right here.
Oh, my heart! Don't show me that. My heart is gonna break for you. No.
It's annoying. There's not that many. I knew it wasn't Baruch Pak. I knew that wasn't his species. He was the only Cloud Rider that I thought maybe someone thought he was a certain species, and I could just go with that. I also, as we clearly noted, based on the only other question I missed in the match, was about the bloody Cloud Riders. And also, if you know anything about me, it's my least favorite Star Wars movie, and so I don't watch it for fun. And so it's kicking me while I'm down.
It's your new favorite Star Wars movie now.
Yeah, that
right.
wraps
We're
it
gonna
up.
make it. We're gonna make it your new favorite Star Wars movie. That's for sure. Now,
but is what it is, and that's I couldn't predict my 5-pointer. Definitely wish I didn't pick the number 1. I wish I'd went with my other set of numbers, because I guarantee you there's a 0% chance it would have been a harder question.
well, Ross, you have absolutely nothing to hang your head about. You jumped into the welcome to the Schmoedown, by the way.
Thank you.
You jumped into the Schmoedown from the FCL. Kate pulled you out from there and said, you are gonna get me in the Star Wars tournament, and you played an amazing game. You had a near perfect game. There's nothing to hold your head about. You have to be proud of that.
Yeah, I'm pleased with the fact that I got every question right that I knew. There was in terms of there were 2 instances in solo on things that I just just didn't know, and I do firmly believe that that's the heart there. I know play-alongs don't mean anything, but I only have one match to my name. That's the second question this season where you could have given me 100 guesses and I wouldn't have gotten it right. And so I can't feel too bad about that. And so I have to look at the positives. I held my composure and got the ones that I knew. I was able to do good recall, save my JTs for the end to at least think about it, to see whether I could pull it from the deep recesses of my mind. It just wasn't there. And so that's also another semi-relieving thing.
About equal.
I just really hope it's not my last chance. I want a better opportunity to answer a 5-pointer that is answerable for what I have in my arsenal, in my archives.
And your arsenals. Let's twist it there. Now, Kate, you were saying that this is not the last. I saw you shaking your head. This is not the last of Ross.
Well, this is to me, Ross is. I think like 2 stars were born today. I think Nicki's going to be a star in Star Wars. I do, and that's not any disrespect. I don't think Ross would disagree with me. I think that we're going to see her do great work in this league, and I think we've already seen her do great work. But I think the other star that was born is Ross here, because I think this guy comes out, people are sort of like, really? Like, those weren't that hard of questions in the FCL. And Harper saw it, and I saw it, and we just knew, like, we want to build a Star Wars powerhouse.
This guy knows
and, like,
stuff.
This guy shares a belt with Thomas Harper, and Thomas Harper will be the first person to say that. And by the way, Thomas Harper also, when I just texted him, I said, you missed on this question today. He's like, I would have guessed Baruch Pak. I'm like, that's what he guessed. So the current holder, Ross.
The force in the den is like this. Look at that. Look, the den is like this right now. Now, after your first match, is there anything you, as a faction, as the Den, what are you going to focus on moving forward? How is this match going to affect how you train Harper throughout the rest of the season?
I mean, in terms of the prep for Harper, good luck to everyone in this tournament. It's not gonna. It'll be an exciting tournament, and that will be the highlight of the season for them, because they're not beating Harper after that. When it comes to prepping wise, there's only so much you can throw at that guy. He knows his stuff. He's incredibly humble, and he's incredibly easy to work with. He's one of the leaders on the team, and is a positive force to be around. I throw everything, including the kitchen sink, I can at him. Once in a while, like a little sliver may get by, and I feel like I've done my job. And in those circumstances, that's great. But well, I don't know.
He's close.
He's close.
he's that Baruch.
He's a cyborg.
He's that Ayombo Zabali, whatever that name was. That you
Sure. Whatever that means.
Arome Isolo. Come on.
Yes.
Everybody knows who Arome Isolo is.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Duh, who doesn't?
I just want to say all respect to Thomas Harper, but I think the real story here today is actually Ross. I think what a star that he's going to be, and I think it's we're so lucky to have him on our faction that he is going to train Thomas Harper. But there's going to come a time when Thomas Harper's going to have to play this guy, and we're going to be really nervous about that as well. So I feel like I just want to say hats off to them. Our goal today was to debut Ross. You guys will remember I debuted Saul last year and he didn't win. How's Saul doing this year, guys? How's that working out?
Very good.
You know? So to me, I want to say, like, let this be the day you saw what this man is capable of. And yes, it did not. He led at some point. He did as perfect as you can get. He missed only a bonus question, checkdowns once, and had a steal. That is an unbelievable game. It came down to the 5-pointer. He didn't know if there were going to be more 5-pointers that he knows that he doesn't. This guy's future is bright. I couldn't be prouder. And we did our job today, which was to debut him and to get you watching for him, because this guy, do not sleep on Ross.
Well, Ross, Kate, unfortunately, it didn't go your way today, but I do agree with Kate, and I'm sure the rest of the Schmoedown fans agree with me that we have seen a star be born today in Ross Arsenault. Ross, I'm sure we'll see you very soon.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, if you're over there in the Den, you have to be very, very excited about where you stand right now in the Star Wars division. If you told me that this guy was a vet of the game, he'd been around since day one, and that he used to be a belt holder, I wouldn't be surprised after watching this very first match.
I mean, you're absolutely right, man. He showed up so hard. He was very professional. He knew the game. He knew what he was doing. And again, it just came down to a big 5-pointer. And that just means he's going to be more dangerous next season.
there's so much respect that's given to players making their debut and they have their wits about them like that. They play the game through and through. He used all his JTEs. No challenges need to come in, thank God, for you and myself. Yep. But he was patient, he was poised, he used his extra repeat. All those things are really great when you talk about someone making their debut. And when we talk about great debuts, Dimmy is on a run right now. After her first match, I remember all of us talking about a star being born, to steal a little bit there from the Den's post-game, post-match, about Dimmy specifically. And I think today, once again, she has shown her worth. Not a perfect game, but that's the MTS. You can't just imagine that you're going to go perfect through all 3 rounds or all 5 rounds in a championship match, and that's how you're going to win. Now, that might be the case sometimes, but she did everything she needed to do to fight and claw her way back into this, which is kind of funny because she only missed like 1 question in the whole match.
Yeah.
Because Star Wars. That's just what it comes down to. Because Star Wars.
Because Star Wars.
That's right, everybody. So we hope you enjoyed the first match here of the Star Wars tournament. As you heard in our post game there, Dimmy will go on to play one of the Daemons, but we're not sure what's going to happen in that match and what's going to happen in that household more specifically. If you like what you're seeing here, make sure you check out the Schmoedownlive.com and check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/Schmoedown. I've been a member there at the $10 tier for a couple of years now, and I suggest you do the exact same so you can catch all of our pay-per-views. For PJ, myself, Skybound, Christian Harloff, and Baby Carrots Mark Ellis, thank you so much for watching. Keep studying and keep answering those questions.
Okay, obviously I knew Nicki was going to win. I mean, I'm not fooling myself for a second. I knew she was going to win. She won the whole damn tournament, so take that for what it is. But, you know, it's a great match, and for a second there, it did actually look like she was in trouble. But, you know, it all goes down to the 5-pointer eventually. And like Kate said, even Thomas Harper said he would have gotten it wrong. So there. And he answered the same answer that he gave. And even Nicki herself said that that was her answer. So you can't really blame the guy for playing as well as he did. And like they said multiple times, they answered the same amount of questions. Just one of them happened to be a 5-pointer and the other one happened to be a steal on multiple choice. That's the way it goes. It shows no. It shows how great of a competitor these two are. Definitely much better than me because they only answered 10 questions. But remember, haven't watched those movies in quite some time. I think ever since Rise of Skywalker came out in theaters, I haven't watched a Star Wars movie. But very soon, I'm going to what's the word I'm looking for? To amend that mistake. But for now, this is the best I can do. And you know what? I'm proud of myself. So I'll just say that. Thank you for watching if you have. And I unfortunately, I gotta go to work. So this is where I leave you. But I will be back hopefully sometime soon with more Schmoedown matches to react to. See you then. Hello again, everybody. I really hope you enjoyed this video, because I really enjoyed making it. So, if you like what you've seen here, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more awesome content like this. So, until next time, guys, I'll see you guys next time.